Okay. Dang, this reminds me of Los Angeles. Right here, going down a ramp thingy. This looks like LAX, kind of. I fixed the bullet train for y'all. Well, for us, actually. There we go. Look at that. Just look at it. You can't get over how nice that thing looks. Just can't get over how nice it looks. Because whenever I did this, it looked like trash. When I first did it, it looked like trash. Now it's like bullet. It's like a bullet. That's what it looks like. A true bullet. And what I based it off of was an actual bullet, which is funny. Kind of funny, actually. And I just had an idea, which might be kind of, you might not like it so much, but forget it. Eh. I'm watching my old pretty store. Okay, let's think. There it is. You gotta admit. Huh. I'm like looking at the designs and stuff, so sorry. Sorry if that annoyed y'all. You know, YouTubers have to look at designs. My feeling of this is like terrible. I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, this is fix up the runway. I was just looking at that, so sorry. I had to see what it would look like.
Two and a half years ago talking about the worst missions in GTA Online. That was top five. And ever since then, there's been so many more missions added to this game, and there are really good missions in this game, really fun missions, but there's also a bunch of really bad missions. And on this video, I'm gonna be trying to make this video as unique as possible, covering as many different missions as I can in each category, everything ranging from cell missions to heist setups to contact missions to VIP work. I'm going to be trying to look through everything and identify the worst missions in my personal opinion. And to judge these missions on how terrible they are, this is the scale that I will be using. How long the mission is length, so depending on how long this mission goes for, how complicated the mission is, what kind of ridiculous objectives you have to go through, how hard it can be, and three, how unforgiving are the fails, meaning that if you fail during the mission, what happens? Do you restart at the very beginning? Do you lose everything? What happens if you fail during these missions? That is the scale that I will be using. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let's start out the video. Starting off at number 10, we have Docks to Stock, which is the worst contact mission in my opinion. Why is Docks to Stock the worst contact mission? What's wrong with this mission? Well, first, when you start off this mission, you need a cargo bomb. That seems simple, right? Most people, they already own cargo bombs. Cargo bombs have been in the game. You can buy for a few years now. A lot of people use it for import export. The unfortunate thing is that even if you own a personal cargo bomb and you tied in, you cannot use it. You see right here, I call it Pegasus. Tried to use a cargo bomb. Tried to use my own one. It says acquire a cargo bomb. Get it, nothing happens. The game instead insists you go all the way to 14 to steal a cargo bomb there. So as you can see right here, I'm using a cargo bomb to steal a cargo bomb. And if you actually have the Fort Zancudo hangar, you don't get a wanted level here. But if you don't have it, it feels like 3-4 stars. And this can be really annoying, especially when you're in the cargo bomb trying to escape because other police helicopters will catch up to you. Here, it wasn't that big of a deal for me. I managed to escape from all the police helicopters. But then what happens is, you gotta take it all the way across the map. Right here, you gotta land the helicopter. Then you have to clear out all the Merryweather enemies. Kill the Merryweather enemies, then you gotta get in this crane vehicle here, you gotta pick up this crate, then you gotta take that vehicle, drop the crate right here, then you gotta go all the way back to the cargo bomb, get in the cargo bomb, take off again, hook up the crate, then you gotta fly to Lester's warehouse. And for all that effort, doing all of that stuff, how much money do you get? $19,000. And also that crane vehicle is extremely sensitive. If you hit a few bumps, that vehicle will get destroyed and you will automatically fail the mission. It's just really annoying. You shouldn't have to use a cargo bomb for Fort Zancudo. If you own one yourself, you should be able to use it for the mission. I never understood this mission and I never liked this contact mission. Moving on to number 9, we have the Vault Explosives prep for the casino heist. And this is the newest mission on this list. And this is the worst prep mission in the game in my opinion. The prep mission will also recover the armors. That one is also pretty annoying where you gotta go to Humane Labs. That one's optional. This one is actually mandatory. So what's bad about the Vault Explosives prep? What's annoying about it is you gotta go all the way out to sea, oftentimes pretty far locations, and Lester tells you can do the mission stealth, but not really. It's almost impossible to do this mission stealth, and you gotta blow up these boats that are right over the wreckage, filled with enemies. You have an enemy helicopter after you as well. Then what you gotta do is you gotta dive down and collect the Vault Explosives. And if you're doing this solo, it could be a real big pain. Here I was doing it with my friend. I had a sea breeze, so it made the mission a little easier. If you dive down, you get the Vault Explosives, and then the mission gets much worse because 2 helicopters spawn, and they will shoot at you as you're swimming up. Even if you're a little bit underwater, they will still shoot you with perfect accuracy. And if you shoot down those 2 helicopters, guess what? 2 more just show up. Once you deliver it, back to your arcade, you're done. But this mission, kind of frustrating, not my favorite prep mission. Next at number 8, we have Asset Recovery, and this is the worst VIP work in the game in my opinion. The one good thing I will say about this is that at least you can choose the location where to start it, but it still sucks. And basically what you do in Asset Recovery, you choose the police station that you want to go to. In this case I chose Vespucci. You go there and you steal a vehicle from the police compound. And if you're doing this with multiple people, there will be more vehicles to steal, but and it does increase a little bit of the value of it, but it also makes it harder because then everybody has to get there also to complete the mission. What makes this mission really annoying is you go in the police compound, you take the vehicle. The second that you take the vehicle, you get a 4-star wanted level. For stealing one car, for stealing just one car, you get a 4-star wanted level. And some people are going to say, oh, no big deal, let's call Lester and that's it, right? Well, you can't call Lester on this mission. Lester does not work. What you have to do then is, in this case, you got to drive the vehicle for really long distances. 5 miles. 5 miles. Trying to smash into. Absolute nightmare. If you do this from Toledo Bay, you will actually have motorcycles in Toledo Bay. And that is actually even worse because you just get thrown off the motorcycle each time. And when you get boxed in by the cops, they're going to easily kill you. You got to respawn, run past a bunch of the cops again, get back in the vehicle, and then drive it to the destination. Pay for this mission, you don't get good pay. For delivering one vehicle, you get $10,000. You get a little bit more money depending on how long you took, but it's just not worth it for the time and effort. If you do it with 2 cars, it'd be worth $20,000, but it still wouldn't be worth it. Do a headhunter, do a sightseer. There's so many other better VIP works. This one I almost never see anybody doing, and there's a reason for that. This job just sucks. At number 7, we have One-Armed Bandits, and I bet a lot of you guys have actually never heard of this mission. So what is One-Armed Bandits? One-Armed Bandits is a casino work, and it's actually the worst casino work in the game, in my personal opinion. What is so bad about this mission? This mission has you go down to the terminal, which is that dock at the bottom of the map of all the crates. And what you have to do is, you have to figure out which crate contains the slot machines. And you can do this mission stealth. There is an option to do this mission stealth, but it's very, very hard because there's just so many enemies around. You're almost always going to get detected. And even here, I took a helicopter just to try to look at one of the crates. I still got spotted, and this guy that was near the crate didn't even appear on the map. And the crazy thing about this mission is that the enemies actually drive around in Caracaras, and they're turreted Caracaras. And even if you're on an air vehicle like an Oppressor Mark II, or you're in a Buzzard, some type of other air vehicle, they will shoot you down really quickly. Just take a look at this. Look at how quickly I died here. They shot me down, I missed them, didn't hit them right away, but they got me, killed me. And the worst part about it is that the second that you respawn, all the enemies know exactly where you are, and they're going to be rushing towards your position. And look at this, I'm just getting mowed down by these Caracaras. The enemies have auto-aim in this mission on the turrets, which is just insane. And the mission gets even worse, because a lot of the crates, you have to actually get really close to them, or you have to look at them from some kind of, a scope or something else, some kind of distance where you can actually see the number, and you can actually make it pop up from your map. It'll go away when you have the right crate. Miss Baker will text you the right number, but some of these crates, they can be in really difficult positions to access, like they can be all the way at the top of a stack, and the right crate, in this case, was actually all the way on the ship. So I had to go all the way to the ship, and then I had to take a picture of it on the ship. But the mission gets even worse, because right after you take a picture of the crate, what you have to do is you have to go take a Skylift helicopter. The Skylift helicopter is on the other side of the terminal. You take that helicopter, and you gotta go and pick up the crate, and you gotta fly all the way back to the casino. Thankfully, there's no more enemies spawning after this, but this mission just sucks. And you look at the pay at the end of the mission, look at that. Look at how little money I got there. What was that, $9,000 and then 5,000 chips for doing all that effort there? No thank you. I don't want to do this casino work ever again. Next at number 6, we have the Nightclub Cargobob Sale. This is the worst nightclub sale mission in my opinion. And this mission, you can drive a little bit north of Chumash or all the way up to Toledo Bay. When you get up there, you have to then get out of the nightclub vehicle. In this case, it was a mule. You gotta get out of the vehicle, then you gotta get into a Cargobob. You gotta lift up the mule with the Cargobob, and these vehicles can be very heavy because it feels like the Cargobob is constantly sinking. So you gotta get a little bit good distance in the air, and then when you're in the air, out to sea here and then drop it on this barge. And every time you do this mission, you feel like you're going to accidentally drop the vehicle in the water. And I've read comments of people that have dropped the vehicle in the water and have failed this mission. This mission is really stressful, and not only is it time consuming, really annoying as well. Moving on to number 5, we have the Valkyrie raid. And every single raid mission in this game sucks. Let's be honest. Every raid mission sucks. But the worst raid mission is the Bunker Valkyrie raid. And even though we pay for security, all it does is reduce the risk of getting raided. This mission is a giant pain because this mission, you have to do stealth. And if you don't do it stealth and you actually get caught, one of the Merryweather guys will actually get in the helicopter and take off. And at that point, you have to shoot down the helicopter. And when you shoot down the helicopter, you can lose half of your bunker stuff. And the worst part about the mission is, even if you do the mission stealth and you deliver the helicopter, you're going to get shot by a bunch of enemies, and then you might not even make it to the bunker in time. Your helicopter might die. In this case, I managed to make it back to the bunker without the helicopter dying, but the mission is still an absolute nightmare and the worst raid mission in the game. At number 4, we have the Dune FAV bunker cell mission, and this is the worst bunker cell mission in my opinion. I was debating between this and the Insurgent Merryweather sale, but I decided on Dune FAVs because they give you 4 vehicles. You need almost always 4 people to sell this. You can still do it with 3 people, but it's really challenging because one person has to go back and you're really low on time. The worst thing about this mission is the fact that this mission is 15 minutes. That's all you get for this mission. That's oftentimes not enough time to make it with 3 people. You'll lose a little bit of drops, and if the timer goes down and you don't make all the drops in time, well, guess what? You lose whatever product you didn't deliver. There's also the fact that the drops are pretty far from each other, and if you get hit with an explosive, while the Dune FAV won't get destroyed right away, you will die, meaning you can't defend the vehicle anymore. You will spawn a few blocks away, and then a Griefer can destroy it. This mission just sucks. I hate the Dune FAV mission. It's terrible. Next at number 3, we have Deliver EMP, and this is the worst setup mission for the original heists in my opinion. And Deliver EMP, it's not that bad of a setup mission if you have people that know what they're doing. The problem is, you almost have somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, and it's going to ruin the mission each time. And in this mission, you have to make a huge long drive all the way up north, get an insurgent, then you have to make a huge drive from Grapeseed all the way to the Tuvain Labs, and then you finally start the mission. And in this mission is so unforgiving that if you mess up once, if you don't shoot an enemy correctly, even sometimes when you shoot them correctly and they die, you still get detected. It's so annoying. Just leave 1 second of reaction and you get detected and the mission automatically fails. And if you're doing this with randoms, this mission is going to fail a bunch of times. And the worst part about this mission is that somebody almost always leaves the mission. When it fails a number of times, somebody leaves the mission, you get put back in the cloud screen, you get put back into free mode, then you gotta connect into a lobby again, you gotta invite everybody, wait till everybody connects, make that huge long drive all the way up north, get the insurgent, then drive all the way to Tuvain Labs, and then try it again, and then it could fail again. It's just a nightmare. The Deliver EMP mission, only do it if you have people that know what they're doing. If you have a random in this mission, it turns into the worst setup mission for the original heist. At number 2, we have the post-op sale, which I will say I think is the worst cell mission in the entire game. Not only is it the worst MC cell mission, I personally believe it's the worst cell mission in the entire game. So what is so bad about the post-op sale? What's so bad about it is that the drops are just so far away, and this van cannot handle hills. I actually have to back up going up the hill, because backing up actually goes faster than going forward. I don't know how that logic works, that's just the way that we have it in GTA. But I backed up all the way up the hill, go all the way across the map with 5 long drops, and that's with 3 different vans. So if you're doing this with 2 people, it can even be a nightmare just doing it with 2 people. It's going to take really long. If you have 3 people, the mission is going to take you between 10 to 15 minutes. And what actually happened here during this mission is that my friends actually got disconnected. Well, I kind of got disconnected because of Rockstar servers, and my friends ended up reconnecting right away to the lobby, but then I just didn't feel like making all the drops again, and I just ended up leaving the lobby there. It's just not worth the time and effort. These vans are so slow, and they could easily be blown up by griefers. And I've had people, message me and tell me before, oh, professional, I did all 3 post-op sales on my own. It took me around 28 minutes. And I say to that, well, maybe you did it solo, but I don't understand. Are you trying to brag or something? Because that's not something to be proud of. You shouldn't be bragging that it took you 28 minutes to do a mission when you could have just invited 2 more people. But even with 3 people, it's an annoying mission. The post-op mission is the worst cell mission in the entire game. So many people hate this mission. I haven't heard one person say that they actually like this mission. Before I reveal what I think is the number 1 worst mission in GTA Online, I just wanted to make a few special mentions. These don't really need introductions. Oh my god, what the hell is this?
You got him? Looking good. I'll ditch the truck, you hold on to those.
And number 1. The number 1 worst mission in my opinion is still the same number 1 mission I had 2.5 years ago, and that is Escort ULP. I consider Escort ULP to be the worst setup mission in the Doomsday Heist, and I also consider it to be the worst mission in GTA Online. So why do I hate this mission so much? If you've watched my live streams, you've heard me rant about this mission before and how much I hate this mission. But why is this mission so bad? The reason I don't like this mission so much is because the concept of this mission makes no sense whatsoever. You have to go and steal a Chernobog. You can also buy it, but most people are going to steal it because the preps aren't worth it. So you go and steal the Chernobog from Merryweather. You kill a bunch of Merryweather enemies heavily armed there. Then you gotta drive the Chernobog all the way back to the facility. This is just the prep alone. You take it all the way back to the facility,
Yeah.
store it in there. You think the
We
Chernobog
go.
is safe, right? Well, guess what? When you do the setup mission, Escort ULP, for some stupid reason, they thought that it was a good idea to hide the Chernobog in this construction site, which is clearly in the middle of the open in Toledo Bay, instead of just keeping it in the facility where it's safe. So they just leave it in this construction site. Avon's guys steal it, and you gotta go steal it a second time. You gotta go take it back a second time, fight through even more guys, take back the Chernobog. Once you take back the Chernobog, you gotta meet ULP on the highway here, and he's in a Havoc helicopter, which is actually a decently fast helicopter. The problem is, he's going like 5 miles per hour, and he has like an infinite amount of Valkyrie helicopters that go after him. And when you and your friends are in the Chernobog, one person has to drive, one person has to be on the turret. If you're doing it with 4 people, I guess the other 2 people will be in a vehicle following you. But the person driving has to stop the Chernobog, then the person on the gun has to go and shoot down the helicopters. You gotta stop each time, you gotta make a complete stop because you can't move when aiming the gun, and you gotta take out these infinite helicopters. There's so many of them and it's so annoying, and they respawn right after another. And ULP is going so slow on this highway. Why is he so slow? Why can't he just go straight over the mountain? This mission takes so long. It doesn't matter if you're a good player, this mission is going to take you at least 10 minutes. At least, probably even more than that. And this doesn't even cover half of the mission. Not only do you have to deal with the annoying helicopters, but you have to deal with an infinite number of Avon's goons just constantly smashing into your truck over and over and over again. And you don't gotta use the Chernobog to be fair. You can use an Insurgent Pickup Custom. I've done it with that as well. But regardless, whatever vehicle you use, it's just really annoying. This mission is so time consuming. And the worst thing about this mission is that if at any point during the mission ULP gets blown up, well, guess what? You gotta start the whole thing all over again. I hate Escort ULP. This mission sucks. This mission makes absolutely no sense. Why is he in this small little helicopter all the way out in the ocean, going like 5 miles per hour? We gotta escort him to the safe house, and Avon has an infinite amount of Valkyrie helicopters. I can't stand this mission. It's just ridiculous. It's such bad mission design. This is the worst mission that I've ever seen in GTA Online, and I hope they never bring a mission even worse than this into the game. Well, that's pretty much my list. I'm sorry if I sounded like I was ranting there, guys, and I'm sorry for my voice. I'm still kind of sick, but I just can't stand Escort ULP. I just really don't like that mission. And if anybody ever asks me to help them with their heist, I say, no, I'm never doing this mission again because I just can't stand it so much. But that's my list there, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. And if you're new to my channel, you might subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone. Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have another top 10 video for you guys. And this one is going to be focusing on top 10 vehicles that deserve a buff. Now, when I say a buff, I mean that these vehicles should be made better. It's different in each case. Some vehicles, the armor should be better, some vehicles, the weapons should be better. It all depends on the vehicle. And on this list, I've chosen 10 vehicles that I personally believe have potential. Have potential to be successful, but are underpowered due to the way that Rockstar has designed the game. And today on GTA Online, we have Oppressor Mark IIs that pretty much dominate every single lobby. That's what most people use. So these vehicles, they should deserve a buff. And some of these vehicles, if you buff them, they might actually stand a chance against the Oppressor Mark II. Now anyways, let's get started with the video. Starting off at number 10, we have Technical Custom and a Technical Aqua. I decided to put both of them together since they're pretty similar to each other. Now, I almost never see anybody driving these vehicles. The only time I'll ever see it is during business battles, because they're the default vehicle in a lot of missions. I see plenty of Insurgent Pickup Customs, never ever see this vehicle. And the reason that people don't really use this vehicle is because it's just not as armored as the Insurgent Pickup Custom, and I don't think it really should be as armored as the Insurgent Pickup Custom, but if you're going to make a custom variant, and you're going to make us put all this armor on it, then please at least make it take a few explosions, because it only takes one RPG, the thing just gets blown up. On top of that, you know, the gunner can easily be shot at this thing. It does not have as good cover like the Insurgent Pickup Custom, but you can't really do anything about that because, you know, it's kind of a pickup truck gunner on the back. The gun on the back is pretty good. I like the default gun. It's pretty powerful. I personally prefer it over the minigun, but what really frustrated me about this thing was the RAM. Now, the RAM should also be better. The armor on this thing should be better, and the RAM should be better. Now, when we put a RAM on this thing, a lot of times it can barely push vehicles out of the way. I don't expect the vehicles to be flying up in the sky like with the ramp buggy, but at least make it push vehicles out of the way at a decent rate. You know, something like, you know, the Armored Boxville. The Armored Boxville's RAM is decent. Why can't the RAM be on this thing? You know, that would create an incentive for people to use it over, you know, the ramp buggy or the Armored Boxville or even the Phantom Wedge in some cases. So people would be using this thing a lot more. And another thing that I really don't like is I don't like that you can't put on, those barrels that make it float on the regular, technical custom, because then there's two variants of it. There's a technical aqua, and then there's a technical custom. I don't understand why they can't just make it into one vehicle. Why can't I put these barrels on, the technical custom and have it float in the water and also be armored? And I know some people in the comments will tell me, but if you put the barrels on the armored one, it's going to sink because it's going to be too heavy. But, this is GTA logic. We have flying motorcycles in this game. We have an APC that's really heavy that can float in the water. So this thing, it should be combined to one vehicle. Let it float in the water, let it have better armor, and, increase its RAM. That's how you should buff this vehicle. Next at number 9 will be the Annihilator Helicopter. Now I bet that some people are shocked to see this helicopter on this list. This helicopter has been in GTA Online since day one, and the main reason that I put it on this list is because it brings me back to my GTA 4 days. Now, if you played GTA 4's multiplayer a lot like I did, you will remember this thing. This thing was pretty much the most powerful vehicle in the game when GTA 4 launched, and while it didn't have explosive cannons at the time, some people got really good at flying this thing, and the AI in GTA 4, they didn't really have, like, crazy auto-aim like they do in GTA Online. And this thing got even better in The Lost and Damned because they added explosive cannons to this thing. But in GTA Online, it does have 4 miniguns in comparison to Buzzard, which has 2, but it doesn't have any kind of missiles. And me personally, if I was to buff this thing, I would give it some kind of countermeasures, some kind of flares. A lot of vehicles in this game, they could use countermeasures. I don't see why this vehicle can't have countermeasures. I don't expect them to make the miniguns on this thing explosive, but make it so that if you hit somebody with the miniguns, an NPC for instance, they die right away. Because I personally just can't stand it when you hit an NPC with it, and they just fall on the ground, they get back up, shoot at you, you hit them a second time, they fall back up, get back up, shoot at you, and then eventually you finally kill them, and by the time you finally kill them, the helicopter does a lot of damage, starts smoking, and is going down. You could also add missiles to this vehicle, but I don't ever expect them to add missiles, but hopefully, they add countermeasures in the future. Its armor isn't that great, though. It can get blown up in one RPG, so I don't see why they can't buff the armor as well. If they buff the armor in the Savage, they should be able to buff the armor on this thing.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a few years old or dinosaur old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and...
Ugh.
Introducing the new Crave and Save menu at Crisp. Grab some loose change and try a $1 Sunriser or a $1 chili cheese puff. Don't save for what you crave. Just snag a Sunriser or a chili cheese puff for just $1 each at Crisp.
for family vacations? Find it with Vrbo. They search millions of amazing vacation homes to find you the perfect pool, where everyone has their own chair and their own style. From beach houses to cabins to condos, travel better together with Vrbo.
As much as we love the halfpipe, the downhill, the Super G, and the luge, we believe the most exciting sport always happens indoors. Autobahn Indoor Speedway and Events. You can see the competition or be the competition.
It's the big game, and you want to swap this seat for one of these seats. So you start searching for vacation rentals for your family near the stadium. Houses, apartments, townhomes, condos, until you give up and find yourself watching this guy. But then you find Vrbo, and they search millions of homes to find the perfect one for your family, where there's a hot tub, a huge backyard, and an awesome grill. So not only have you got the best seats, but the best place to stay, too. From houses to condos to apartments, travel better together with Vrbo. quality time feels like a distant memory. So you start searching for family vacations. Peaceful vacations, beach vacations, active vacations, until you find yourself scrolling through photos of people you've never even met. But then you find Verbo, and they search millions of homes to find you the perfect family vacation, where you can cook together, splash together, and be ultra competitive together. From beach houses to cabins to condos, travel better together with Verbo. You haven't had a break for so long, so you start searching for family vacations. Vacations with massive pools, luxury pools, funny-shaped pools, small but intense pools, until you find yourself watching the world's greatest pool fails. But then you find Verbo, and they search millions of amazing vacation homes to find you the perfect pool, where everyone has their own seat, their own taste, and their own style. From beach houses to cabins to condos, travel better together with Verbo.
There's no such thing as perfect writing, but there is a way to sound the best you can. Let's talk about Grammarly, the digital writing assistant more than 20 million people use to connect their ideas to the world. Grammarly provides quality suggestions to ensure your writing is clear and mistake-free whenever you write. Whether you realize it or not, you're writing all the time. Anytime you type or text, Grammarly is by your side, helping.
You used to like me to you. You used to feel the sparks. I used to make you love with madness. I used to have your heart. You used to keep your hand in the small of my back. I used to make you glow. We used to become one like magnets. And now you wanna go. And I don't wanna know. Baby, can we turn back the time? Turn the clocks to when you were mine. If you don't wanna stay, if there's no other way, then baby lie to me.
January 2017, we had gone to watch one of my nephews play basketball. Ellie was running up and down the court at halftime, playing with the other little girls, running up and down the bleachers, and we go to bed that night. Everything was just normal. But around 10 o'clock, she woke up telling me that her legs were hurting. And I thought, well, she was running a lot tonight. She probably just
together now, come on! Let's get together now, come on!
It doesn't matter how your car performs if you can't